everyone. I'm Super Fizz from the EthStaker community. Today is April 17th, 2023. And wow, I am super excited to be here with not only EthStaker, but with all of these people in orange and Mav representing Rocket Pool. And today is a huge day in Rocket Pool. After having launched, well, it was over a year ago, Rocket Pool is making the biggest upgrade to their protocol since launch, and that is the Atlas upgrade. That's going to happen in about 15 minutes, and so we're going to watch together as a community. We're going to learn about Atlas, and maybe some of us are going to push buttons and see if we can break things in the process. So welcome to Rocket Pool. Dave is the big guy behind Rocket Pool. He's joined by his team. Actually, Dave, do you want to introduce your team?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, Fizz, for hosting us too. Once again, I mean, this is the second time around. We did Redstone with you guys originally, and that was awesome. Anyway, I'll introduce the team. We have Joe here, who everyone loves and from the community. That's Joe Waving. He's our smart node developer. We have Nick Doherty on here. He's our web engineer. Does an amazing job with the website, everything else that goes into that. We have Kane. He's our senior smart contract engineer, and an absolute gun at his job. Incredibly lucky to have him. He also a super lovely guy on top. We have Langers, who's our general manager. He's been with us for many years. Worked way back in 2018 for Rockpool, believe it or not. As a dev back then. Now he's pretty much running the show. And we got Mav as well. Mav's our marketing and community manager. He joined us, probably, about a year ago now. And he's just absolutely killed it. Like, came in, didn't really know Rocket Pool too much, but we interviewed a lot of people.
But he faked it really well. He still fakes it.
Oh, he faked it till he made it, and he did a great job doing that. So, hats off to him. But no, he's absolutely killed it. So, yeah, I mean, we've had an incredibly, there's not many of us. You can see that. A lot of people in this kind of sector expect teams of, like 10, 20, 30 people kind of running this kind of show. But we're a very tight-knit group. We have an awesome community which keep us in check and, verify a lot of our ideas. And, it's just been an absolute trip. I do find working in a tight-knit team really efficient and really good, because these guys are absolute guns at what they do. But anyway, I won't keep talking because I'll blabber on far too long, probably over the actual launch. So I'll hand it back to you, Fizz.
Okay, great. So Atlas is, from my perspective, two major pieces. It is enabling withdrawals, and it is decreasing the minimum size of mini pools to LEB8, or I'm sorry, to 8 ETH. Would you guys agree that that is Atlas in a nutshell? Is there more that I need to know about?
Well, yeah, obviously LEBs are the things that everyone's kind of excited about. It's a huge change for us. We had to do a number of things on the smart contract side and smart node side to kind of make this happen. A lot of research went into making sure 8 was the correct number to start off with for reducing the bond from 16 to 8. There's things like MEV theft that go into it. So you have to make sure you're still having that collateral where it doesn't put the protocol in jeopardy in any way. So that's probably one of obviously the big one that everyone's talking about, and that's going to get a lot. You're going to see a lot of bond reductions and things like that happening shortly after launch. So that's going to be one of the kind of fireworks aspects. I mean, there's been Joe. Is there anything else you kind of are proud to see in Atlas besides LEB, which everyone talks about?
Yeah, so there's LEBs, there's withdrawals and skimming. Obviously, getting access to your beacon capital is pretty big. There are certainly a lot of little things, a lot of quality of life changes, like the way the new queue system works and things like that to make the protocol more efficient. But I think those two are probably the ones node ops are certainly the most excited about. Yeah.
And I guess probably the third biggest one would be solo staker migrations. So whoever is running solo staker validator at the moment, they can migrate over to Rocket Pool and enjoy the additional benefits that come with running a Rocket Pool validator.
Yeah, that is awesome. So wait, and that essentially means, do you convert 132 ETH into 4 different LEB8s? and then you also have to have the RPL, or
Yeah, that's
that
right. So you get a
okay?
24 ETH credit balance, which you can use towards another 3 LEB8s. But then you also have to bring your own RPL because there's the RPL collateral requirement with that as well.
So when you do that credit balance, do you get to keep your index? I'm all about keeping indexes.
With a solo staker migration, you will keep your index, yes.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, is to let you keep your index fizz.
That's all I care about. Like, you guys, I'm proud of my indexes. Indices. I fought hard for them. So this is about to happen in 8 minutes, and I'm curious, like, the calm before the storm. What do we think? What are the metrics we're going to be looking at? What do we expect to happen? What do we think people in trading are going to do to make this exciting?
Yeah, I think the main metrics really are going to be kind of bond reductions, potentially solo migrations as well. We're kind of like tracking that as well. But the biggest thing will probably be those bond reductions. New mini pools. So obviously when we go live with LEB8s, 8 ETH rather than the 16 from now on. So to new 8 ETH deposits, really probably the biggest thing we'll be watching is like the deposit pool. So the deposit pool currently has 18,000 ETH in it, and it'll be kind of how fast that gets deleted. And what I mean by that is that people are spinning up new 8 ETH mini pools. Those migrations that go through, they're taking more ETH out of the pool as well. Or sorry, when they use their credit, it'll be taking ETH out of the pool. So really be kind of like seeing that kind of happen. Actually, with that, it might have the deposit pool will probably take a little bit of time to go because there's like a 12-hour delay between beginning a reduction and completing it. So those all kind of take a bit of time to kind of come through. But people will be able to deposit 8 ETH the moment we'll be able to go live.
Yeah, that's funny about every Ethereum upgrade or hard fork I've ever participated in. We're all like waiting for this moment, and then it happens, and then we have to wait a few more hours for something else to happen. It's kind of anticlimactic.
There is some log action. There is something that pops up with that list. So that will be kind of like the first thing that people will see. But then from then on, it's kind of watching the numbers.
Which log should I tune into?
Node, your node process. So rocket pool _node.
Rocket pool service logs should get you there. I mean, if you get hot under the collar for logs, it's a pretty good one to look at.
So my ETH1 client is on verbose, so it's like I have to choose a log carefully.
Yeah, service logs node will show you the regular node one. You can do Watchtower too. I don't think it'll do anything if you're not a NodeDAO member. If you are a NodeDAO member, then you can see like all the new duties like bond reduction checks and stuff like that. But they will show the logo when it launches.
And so to watch the staking pool balance, would someone's Grafana dashboard of their node, is that probably the best spot?
It depends on how much of a degen you are, really. So it will show you canonically what the staking pool balance is, but it only updates every 5 minutes. So if you are a F5 diehard and you need something faster, then I would probably recommend looking at like one of the other public dashboards in real time for it.
Which public dashboard would you hypothetically go to?
I would probably go to something like RocketScan to do it, honestly, although I don't know how fast Patriots has been updating on that. I can ask him real quick.
Yeah, great. And we're about 5 minutes away, so what will we be watching during this call to enjoy it?
So we've prepared a little dashboard that we'll screen share in a moment. That's going to just show the deposit pool, which updates every 5 minutes, as Joe said, and it also going to keep track of how many bond reductions and how many solo staker migrations have begun as well. So be able to watch that in semi-real time.
How long?
5 minutes away, so do we want to get that up?
How long are people can people wait to like transition to an LEB 8?
There's no
Can
time
they do it
limit. They can do it.
immediately?
They can do it as soon as they like, or they can wait as long as they want. There's no limit, and we're not gonna prevent people from doing that in the future as well. So you can hold on to it as long as you like. You can
That's
sort of
either
sit
way
back and
for
watch
a-
the fireworks.
Right?
It's a good time
Yeah,
for a public
one way.
service announcement. Like, even though we know that this code has been thoroughly audited, even though we want with all of our heart to trust that it is totally secure, there is always the potential for a smart contract bug. And so some people, and I'm usually the person who does this, like I will YOLO in the moment I can push the button. But some people may choose to just sort of let it go for a month and see if anything pops up. That's a very safe and cautious approach, and that's absolutely okay. You don't have to dive in now just because it's hot. It's very cool to just hang out and see how things unfold.
Are there
Like
any
that.
benefits to jumping in early?
Bragging rights, I
Bragging
guess.
rights, I think. Yeah,
Bragging rights, yeah.
I've already seen a lot of talk about people trying to get the first LEV8. So yeah, it's probably going to be a mad rush for the first one. But yeah, as Superfizz said, it's always pays to be pragmatic, and you don't have to jump in straight away. Yeah, you take your time if you need to.
Is there where can we see who the first nodes are who convert? Is there a place that we can go to see that?
You can see it in I don't know if we have the events logging in our Discord for the LEB8s at the moment, but I think if that's been enabled, yeah, you can post it in there. Yeah.
There ought to be a smart contract on EtherScan. I'm over here urging caution, and Nix is like, who can we see do it first?
I know unofficially, as soon as somebody converts, it's going to get spammed all over the Discord and in a multitude of channels. So I don't think you're going to miss who it actually is, but I don't know if you can show it on a dashboard.
I feel like the people who are most concerned about that are also issuing their own transactions at the same time. So they're like not obsessed with what everyone else is doing. I remember people launch, I had a script to be the very first smart node, and this to me ended up being the first. Was recall factor that was?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
It's
can't remember.
pretty legendary.
If I recall, I think whoever ended up being first sent his friend a message with the fix to the bug to give him a 30-second opportunity to still be first.
Oh, okay. I might have been hosting a call. I can't recall. It was a long time ago.
Okay, I can't really recall either. It was a wild time.
It was a good time. All right.
A good time indeed. I'm not racing for the first one here.
Learning experience, guys. That's what it was.
Yes.
Gas is a lot cheaper nowadays, though. It was very expensive back then.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to be the first one here. I'm still busy updating my smart node software.
Gas is just fuel for that. We're not it.
It's around 35 right now, which is pretty good, honestly.
Because you on your you on your phone's hotspot?
Why?
Yeah, is he cutting out for you too?
Yeah, Fizz's connection is a little shaky on the audio, unfortunately. I think we're catching up to everything now.
Oh. That's odd. I'm not using any bandwidth other than normal. I don't. Oh, I'm syncing a. Sorry, I'm syncing a Raider archive node. I bet that's.
We do know that he with the worst mic is the leader. I mean,
yeah, that's right.
I'm over here tapping on my.
So are we live?
Yeah.
It's the way.
Somebody blinking EtherScan addresses.
Yep. It's about, it looks like it's it. We are live.
Should be watching gas. I bet you it's gonna go through the roof.
Joshua posted 33 seconds ago 3 confirmations. but I can't tell what it is. Rocket Pool Deployer 2. That's the content.
Yeah, according to my logs, I can confirm it is live. The smart node has picked it up. We should see some new duties coming in shortly. Let's see.
How often does your deposit pool metric update in the dashboard?
It should be 5 minutes, I believe.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Patriot says that Rocket Scan updates every 1 to 5 minutes, but the one that's like in the Grafana dashboard for node operators updates every 5, pretty much on the dot. I can
It looks like-
confirm that bond reduction is a thing that exists.
I think Ken got the first new LEB8 deposit.
Of course he did.
Ken got it. Nice. I was going to vie for it, and I learned about a half hour before it started that the vanity miner that Patches had sort of put together to test out wasn't working right. So now I have to remine my addresses with the new one.
I'm afraid of it since the create thing. Like, I just, it's not create 2. Since the profanity exploit, like, I'm just afraid of vanity now. I know it's totally different. It's different. I know this, but there's a price for vanity.
Sake, they're super safe. Like, and there's
right. There was a totally unrelated vanity tool, like not related. Not even a tangent. I felt like vanity has a risk. That's all.
Yeah, unfortunate side effects. Gas is up to 52 Gwei now. I'm going to open up ultrasound money to see where we are in the leaderboard, just because I'm excited.
So with Atlas, what happens now with withdrawals?
So now you can upgrade to the latest mini pool delegate, and you have the ability to actually access your skimmed withdrawals, if that's what you're asking.
Nice. So there's a manual step necessary.
Correct. Yeah.
We have time for a quick drink now.
So I think I tested this for validators or mini pools that update their what is it called again, that contract that we just referenced?
The mini pool delegate.
The delegate, right. And if they have more than an ETH in rewards, then that gets swept automatically. Is that right?
When you do a delegate upgrade, no rewards get swept. If you do a bond reduction, they will.
Well, the node sweeps everything that has a balance higher than 1 ether right now.
That's
sorry. Yeah,
what I
but
was
that's
talking about. If it's above 1 ETH, then
So I should highlight this for everybody. Everybody who's listening right now, if you're paying attention, if you're a node operator and you're watching your node and it's not auto distributing and you expect it to, you have to go update your mini pool delegates first. Make sure you do that.
You can also wait a few days to make sure that everything goes smooth. Mav, do you have to do this? Is it pure pressure for you to do this, man?
I think it's time.
So hey, let's drop the screen share for 1 moment.
It's time.
Make sure we pin
make
his
this
video
as
because we don't want other people talking and then losing this, because last time we only saw half the Shui.
Mav, we need you to drop the screen share.
Oh yeah, stand by. How's that?
Perfect.
Can I ask you if is this a new shoe, Matt, or is this an existing shoe? I think that's important detail we need to take on board.
It's the same pair, but I'm not sure which shoe I used last time. So it may be the other of the pair.
You lost track in all the excitement.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time to go. But I don't think we realized last time that the beer I chose, which is a VB, iconically Australian beer, the initials, of course, VB, same as Vitalik, which was a bit of a happy coincidence. But anyway, here we go.
Oh boy.
You got it.
What a legend.
Well done.
Beautifully done.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Too easy.
well done,
You've
well
been
done.
practicing.
The Atlas.
Yeah, that was definitely better than your first one.
There's been practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats to the whole team. Happy Atlas. We made it. Things are working, right? Everything's working.
Everything's looking good so far.
Yeah.
So
Everything is looking good.
I have bad news for you, Joe. The init hash I gave you was correct, so I don't know where the vanity salts aren't working.
Oh, exciting. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it after.
I'm reading in chat that Ken tipped several ETH to get first. Is this true?
Several ETH?
I don't know. I think Dr. Doofus said that, so kind of low probability.
Dare you? Dr. Doofus is a founding member of our community.
All right, so far we have
was a decent bit of beer in there. No half measures.
We've got 11 bond reductions and 7 new mini pools coming out so far in the first couple of minutes.
New mini pools.
Yeah, because people are going to make new LEB8s not using the credit balance. They're just going to do it with their own ether.
Nice.
Let's check ultrasound money. So far, looks like gas is reasonable. This is good.
Is Rocket Pool scoring?
So it's hard to say because it shows new contract deployments as an option, but doesn't tell you whether that not their mini pools. My suspicion is the new contract deployments are us.
Because they're not aggregated.
You can see all the latest mini pools, the 80th mini pools on Rocket Scan.
Damn, that good protocol design. You have to get data.
Look how many of these are in the smoothing pool.
I decided to take
Hopefully a lot of
just
them.
to be cool.
Looks like gas is still in the 40s right now. So yeah, this is prime time. This is awesome.
Is Ken is nextblock.e?
Yeah.
And then it's validate
What-
tours.
What are you seeing next?
Nextblock.eth got first, and then validate tours, and then some unnamed ones, and then noster.suvid. Rocketscan.io/minipools/browse.
You didn't
We're seeing
0.07 for gas.
like 20 new 2080 deposits.
Damn it. I was not going to YOLO in, but you know what I'm doing now.
Fornex
This
says
is
rocket
BP
node
so far.
deposit is showing up in the 5 minutes.
Why is deposit pool ETH down to 0?
Oh yeah,
Or
it
down
is.
to
Yeah.
nothing? What happened? That's gotta be an artifact, right?
Yeah, I think that's just a give it 30 seconds to refresh and it should show up. I don't see it down to 0.
I don't think it.
I didn't-
I mean, that's just a
I didn't know that the node operator fee was going down to 14% for this.
math. I bet Jasper can explain it really well. Why is a percent fee more profitable than the 15% on 16?
Yeah, it's it's a little counterintuitive first, and on Twitter we see lots of people sort of stumped by this. But here's the best way to think about it. With a normal 15% pool, you're getting your normal ETH rewards, and then 15% of the rewards on 16 ETH. With the new iteration of the model, if we just take that same amount of starting capital, 16 ETH, you're still getting your normal rewards on that, but now you're getting an additional 15% or 14% yield on 3 times the amount of ETH as before. So you've upped that 16 to now 48. So by getting this 14% on 48 ETH rewards, you increase the overall profit. And if you wanted to compare this to pure solo staking, it's about 40% higher. I think it's about 16% higher than LEB or than 16 ETH pool. And this is looking at just the ETH side of the equation.
So I'm curious why didn't it move down more than 1% if it's that big of a jump? Why did it move from 15 to 14?
I think that it's in the protocol's best interest to do it gradually so that we can keep lowering it in the future with feature upgrades. If we did it immediately down to 11%, it's going to be hard to get future node operators to want to switch over. So there was a lot of calculations done about like, if someone has a 20% pool, is it still economically rational for them to convert over? And in the current model, it is with 14%.
Nice. Yeah. Well, the one thing that we want to incentivize is more node operators.
Did anyone catch the bullcast featuring myself, Ken, and Marcel drop last night?
Yep, I just finished it a little bit before we started this call.
On my watch list.
Hope you enjoyed. It was a ton of fun to record.
All the people I want to listen to, but I've been with family, so I'm very excited.
I've got around 40 bond reductions right now. And what's 36 minus 53? That is 18, 17 new mini pools so far.
Looks like Dr. Worm is posting a new dashboard that shows LED reduction, 8 reductions.
I see the deposit pool is basically just kind of hovering, like it'll sit at 18K and then it'll go down by 24 and then get filled right back up. And that's
the arbitrage is still profitable then?
Yeah, I think there's still get a little bit of a premium. So people are still doing that. You're not going to see it get totally deleted until all of the bond reductions pass the scrub check and people use that credit balance to make another one for free.
Right. So that's been a thing, right? That any kind of space in the deposit pool is immediately taken up by bots.
Yeah, due to the arbitrages. Fortunately, with Romana's Rocket Arb contract, which is then later iterated upon by a few different people in the community, that arbitrage has been able to be captured by new mini pools that are spun up by node operators.
Right. Yep.
How long does the scrub period last that you were just mentioning, Joe?
It is about 12 hours, I think, is what we changed it to. It was a little longer on Prater, and then people complained, so I think we reduced it a little bit.
That's similar to like what a mini pool creation was previously, right?
Yeah, and that still is going on. That hasn't stopped. That's still 12 hours. Now bond reduction is 12 hours, and Langers, how long is the solo staking scrub? It's longer. It's like 3 days or something.
I'll double check. It's 3 days, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty sure it's 2 days. It's 3 days because they have to do their BLS to Ethereum address credential change, and that we've kind of gone a bit large margin of error because there's going to be a lot of credential changes, or potentially a lot. We'll probably lower that as those credential changes get processed, and there's few and few of them. We'll consider kind of lowering that. We needed enough time for their credential to propagate and to take hold and that sort of thing.
Thank you.
While this is going on in the foreground, in the background, the GNC has just wrapped up its second round of bounce grantees and retrospective reward applications. And one of the most interesting applications on there was for a bounty to do a reverse MEV arbitrage, like me and York were just discussing. So as node operators now have the ability to exit, if RETH is at a discount, in theory, it's very possible for them to capture this difference as an arbitrage. However, this contract isn't yet available. So if you are listening and you are interested in coding Rocket Pool, definitely check out the bounty page.
That is one of my favorite things about Rocket Pool is, and we've said this a million times, like the community just finds ways to do things that, just weren't within the scope of the original product. And they're really just awesome and incredible tools and utilities and ideas. So it makes it a really fun place to be.
Is there anything else we want to wait for or cover or talk about?
No, I think that covers it pretty well. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens over there's a lot of bond reductions coming in. so that's good to see. That's a good start. And when those start hitting, we'll obviously get that kind of boost in capacity. So then it's going to be kind of seeing how the RETH demand kind of matches that. And I know there's a lot of planning in terms of the IMC around promoting that, incentivizing some of that demand as well. So it's going to be very interesting over the next few weeks to see how that kind of unfolds.
I'm curious if anybody will be spinning up new 16 ETH mini pools. I mean, I know that some people have issues with RPL exposure, but it seems like with the added rewards that you'll be able to make up what you have to spend in extra RPL exposure pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's kind of heavily biased towards 8, and from a protocol perspective, that's good because it means that 8 ETH mini pools give us the most bang for a buck essentially. But yeah, those kind of rewards are much better on that side of the fence. But yeah, no, it's interesting, and people have the option, so that's always good.
So if does someone want to take maybe 3 minutes to give a wrap up of why we met, what Atlas is, what the upgrades were, and how they went? I think that would be a good place to go. Langers, are you inclined to do that?
Yeah, I can do that. So, okay, so Atlas has 2 kind of themes, and that is withdrawals and kind of scaling Rocket Pool. So withdrawals, so node operators can now access their rewards that they've kind of generated over the last, 14 months or something like that. So they can now access those rewards that they've generated from the beacon chain. They can, if they want to, they can exit and withdraw completely, as per kind of Ethereum staking, because now that Shapello is live. So that's fantastic for node operators. Also, in terms of the scalability thing, we've got 8 ETH mini pools now available. Current node operators with 16 ETH mini pools can now migrate to 8 ETH, and then they can spin up another 8 ETH with the credit. Solo migrators, solo stakers can migrate if they want to over to Rocket Pool. Using their 32, they can spin up an 8 ETH mini pool, and then they get credit for 24 ETH to be able to spin up more mini pools. And how has it gone? It's gone very, very well so far. Everything seems to be working pretty well. So from a smoke test perspective, we're very happy. We've done all our verification checks, which we were kind of doing in the background. But it's all looking pretty good. So now it's just a case of keeping a close eye on it, making sure everything's okay, and probably having a little bit of fun with the community in terms of seeing how that everything kind of unfolds in terms of scaling out and people accessing the withdrawals and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's really exciting. It's kind of it's definitely a new chapter for Rocket Pool. It kind of puts Rocket Pool into like an overdrive, hopefully, and we're really kind of looking forward to seeing how the next kind of few weeks and months play out.
Yeah, the most exciting thing for me, and I've forgotten because Atlas has been coming for so long. Now people who want to be independent node operators who have 10.4 ETH can independently stake from home. Like that is the promise of Rocket Pool, that it makes independent staking from home in a decentralized, permissionless way more accessible to more people. And so I guess that's $20,000 now, which is still a ton of money, but it brings it within reach of a lot more people. And so I really appreciate that you all have brought that to our community.
Yeah, I mean, proof of stake. I mean, you I know you guys know this. That proof of stake, there has to be something at stake. So you can't not have a bond. But we are trying to lower that barrier of entry so that more and more people can get involved with Ethereum staking, because obviously the more that can do that, the more that Ethereum is decentralized, and we get all of those on flow effects that are you're very, very good at communicating. So yes, so that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody spends up a node, tag me on Twitter or just tag hashtag staked from home. I love to share these independent home nodes on Twitter, and it's a great way to show other people like how you are decentralizing Ethereum. So Rocket Pool team, thank you guys so much. This is I know it is, you know, your protocol and your project, but I also think of what you all are doing as a great community service. So I appreciate all that you do.
Massive thanks to you guys as well, Super Fizz, for having us on today. Yeah, I mean, we're all pretty nervous before that dropped over, so you might see us kind of relax a little bit now. But yeah, massive thanks to you. Also, massive thanks to the team. I mean, incredibly talented bunch of individuals. Again, we are a small team, but it's something I think we pride ourselves on at this point, because we have such a tight-knit bond. You know, we all wear many different hats. We all pretty much read each other's minds. Also, massive thanks to the community. Yeah, you guys keep us on our toes constantly. And, you know, half the ideas that came in Atlas were refined over and over and again through the community. You know, outside of us, we had our input here and there, but a lot of it was self-driven. So massive thank you to all of them as well. All the rocket scientists who help out day to day in our community as well. Massive props to you guys. You guys help make our Discord what it is. It's always prided. It's always gets good raps for being a really accessible Discord with great support and so forth. So massive thanks to all you guys as well. Anyway, I won't keep going on, but yeah, thank you again, Super Fizz, for having us and being such a fierce advocate for decentralization.
And also, EthStaker, you guys are such a wonderful and supportive team. I love to watch EthStaker evolve and support these projects. So yeah, I mean, I know we're all, you know, giving love, but it's a great place when Ethereum communities can get to where we are, where we can just get together and share awesome progress. So I love this season of life. So I appreciate all of you.
Yo, honestly, if we get another staking protocol that is competitive to Rocket Pool, we would love to give some love to some other protocol. Yes. You guys are just so far ahead of everybody else, and it's easy to give a lot of support to such a good staking protocol.
Yeah.
Right. POAP.
Oh,
a POAP.
Oh yes, there is a POAP. Holy, am I
think there are two.
So yes, I saw that Schifrin made one. I don't know if we have Schifrin's link. I do have one that I created today. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't create this. That I minted today. Mao actually made the POAP. Mao in the Discord, who's a great artist. So let me find the link. I'm pasting it in the Zoom chat if someone wants to share that to YouTube. That is a $5 POAP. It does go to poap.ethstaker.eth that we use to do our work. Feel free to take it or leave it. It is what it is. And Schifrin, if we get your link, I would be glad to share that as well. You also have a fantastic POAP. If people don't know, POAP and Rocket Pool are closely linked communities, and we just do what we do. So,
hey Fizz, I just posted the link to the other POAP checkout here in chat. But if Unedica, are you showing that? Was somebody showing that to the team? Just in case we want to get the other one out.
Thanks again to Shamal for designing those. They are a bunch of fun and always a great way to celebrate milestones. I love to look back at my book collection and just see what I was doing when.
I just like to throw this out there. If you have some ETH that's in Coinbase or Kraken that is recently been forced to exit, I highly recommend considering RETH as a liquid option if you are not a node operator. This is the prime opportunity to see a reshuffling, so to speak, of stake on the blockchain, so on the network. So vote with your wallet, so to speak, stake with your heart. So yeah, but
yeah, thank you so much, Jasper. All right, are we ready to wrap?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, thanks everyone.
Congrats, Rocket Pool
Take
team.
care.
Great work.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys. Nice work.